We can sleep under the stars. We can sleep under the stars. Under the stars.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another 2 Cents Plus video. Today we are going to be talking about a new game that recently released called Bravely Default 2. I've played Bravely Default and Bravely Second quite some time ago, and I remember them both being very enjoyable, although I remember more vividly the first one. The second one's a little more blurry, even though I played it last. But these are excellent RPGs that are fun and very reminiscent of just like old school RPGs, and I've always had a really good time in playing them and very high praise for them. So in this video, what I wanted to do is give you guys some tips and tricks, just some kind of beginner stuff. Some of you may know these things already because you may be veterans of the series, but if you're not, these might just be helpful to you. So if they are, please hit that like button, and if you learn anything new, absolutely share. And if you don't learn anything new, still hit that like button, because I would appreciate it and it would help me out. So the very first tip that I want to give you when it comes to starting off in Bravely Default 2 is mow the lawn. In Bravely Default 2, there are several patches of grass all over the world, and it might seem like a mundane and pointless activity to cut them as you walk through them, but I am here to inform you that is far from the case. Many useful items can be found in the tall grass in this game, from weapons to health items to armor pieces, and if you're just farming anyway and you have a bit of downtime, clear out the grass in whatever area you're currently in, because you never know what you'll find. I've been able to gear most of my characters just cutting the grass in an area on my downtime. Lots of useful items can be found this way, and I believe if you leave an area and come back, you can go back and recut that grass in order to find more things. It's pretty random, and you never know what you're gonna get. But like I said, if you're not doing anything urgent, you don't have any missions or anything specific you want to get done, especially if you're just picking up the game to just mess around a bit, this is a good way to pass the time. Definitely do it. The second tip I want to give you is actually a pretty important one, and it is something that has remained true throughout the Bravely Default series. Don't get cocky. So in this world, you'll find a lot of enemies that glow red to indicate that they are far too powerful for you. Do not take this warning lightly. The Bravely Default series is notorious for its difficulty spikes with enemies like this, and 90% of the time, if the game tells you that an enemy is too strong for you, they're not just pulling your leg. They mean it. And beware, there are hidden enemies in this game. Some enemies that don't quite look like enemies. So if you happen to see some plants and out in the little foresty areas where you see trees and stuff like that, and there's a particular tree that looks a little different than what you think all the other trees look like, then you should probably avoid it, because that's probably an enemy that will destroy you. Be very wary of enemies that the game warns you that is too tough for you. Maybe later on in the game this will become less of an issue, but early on, if the game's telling you that enemy is too hard, it's probably too hard. So tip number 3 is going to be a huge one, especially when it comes to things like grinding in Bravely Default. You definitely want to use your bonus party members. So every now and again, you'll be blessed with an additional party member that will help you out on your adventure. You can't control or outfit them at all, and they usually are pretty temporary, but they are extremely useful to you. So obviously, we're playing an RPG. This will compel you to grind in order to be strong enough to progress throughout the game, and there is literally no better time to do this than when you have an extra companion, because not only do they attack enemies and are typically much stronger than you are, but they can also heal and raise you if the situation calls for it. So don't ever feel shy about milking them for everything that they're worth when you have them, even if you have to kind of halt progress and getting through the story in order to do so. You want to use them as much as you possibly can before they go away. The fourth tip I want to give you is something you might end up catching on to, but I feel like it needs to be said anyway. Freelancing and foraging is your friend. So foraging in this game is kind of insane when you think about it. Most of the early game is going to basically be you spamming forage while your companion destroys foes for you, and it is highly recommended that you do this. Not only will this net you valuable healing items that you don't have to buy, like potions and tents, but it also gets you tons of sellables and other useful items like HP and JP boosters that'll accelerate your grinding process. This is a no-brainer. Like, use forage a lot, and feel free to brave to the max and use forage. I believe my combo right now for each person is forage, 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 attack, and that'll give you at least one attack per enemy. You'll forage each time. It will leave you vulnerable for a while if those attacks don't kill the enemy, but that's perfectly fine as long as you have your companion with you. He will heal you and make sure that you guys are safe when you're vulnerable after doing that, and sometimes you get to do 2 rounds of that depending, and you end up picking up anywhere from 9 to 18 items per fight. And obviously it's randomized because foraging is randomized, but it doesn't matter because you're inevitably going to get good stuff. A lot of that stuff you can sell to outfit your characters early in the game. It's just the way to go. It's kind of, you'd be crazy not to with how easy they make this, and this is a really good strategy to use against enemies you know are weaker than you. You could probably just flat out do forages infinitely, as long as they're not doing any substantial damage to your characters, and you'll be totally fine. So foraging is the way to go. Excellent way to make money, excellent way to get free items without needing to buy them. I just, it's kind of puzzling why this is a thing. Because it seems a little broken, but you know what? I'm not complaining. And the last and final useful tip I can give you in this video is keep an eye out for damage dealing items. Now there are a ton of damage dealing items in this series, and there are quite a few that do pretty insane amounts of damage. Some do a specific damage type, like blunt or bladed or piercing type, or you know, a certain elemental type. And a good portion of them, or a good amount of them, actually attack multiple enemies when you use them. So for whatever reason, if you don't have the proper equipment to get a damage bonus on an enemy, if for whatever reason you're out of MP, or you don't have the proper skill unlocked or equipped in order to use a elemental attack that will be most beneficial against the enemy, take a look at your items, because chances are, after doing all that foraging, you've probably found quite a few items that do a very wide range of different damage types, and they come in handy in the clutch. So keep an eye out for those. I wouldn't say, or I wouldn't go as far as saying rely on them, but I will say definitely keep in mind that you have them, and don't sell them either. Any damage dealing items you get, I wouldn't sell them. I would hold on to them, because you never know what situation you might end up needing them. And with that, guys, that is 5 tips and tricks I have for you in regards to the Bravely Default 2 game. Pretty soon I'm going to be dropping a video talking about my initial first impressions of Bravely Default 2 and what I think about it. And also, if you're not following me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/2centsplus. You should be, because I'm streaming this game over there. Not as frequent as I want to be, because at the moment I'm currently in the process of a move. We'll be moving into a new place pretty soon, but I will be streaming this whenever I get a chance. So if you'd like to see the gameplay that was displayed to you here in its fullest capacity, head over to twitch.tv/2cents+ to check out that VOD over there. Other than that, I will be uploading very edited and kind of chopped up versions of those streams over here on the main channel, on the gaming channel. So if you want to be able to see maybe more of a compact version that really gets to the point and skips all the fluff, then you can wait for those to be uploaded here. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and please, 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 I cannot stress this enough, if you like a creator, please subscribe and hit that bell so that way you are notified, because YouTube just doesn't want you to know that people, good creators, exist. They don't want you to know. I don't know why. I have no idea why they don't want you to know, but you know, if you want people to grow, especially if you're one of those types to leave a comment like "you deserve more subscribers," we'll subscribe. That's a good start to helping that become a reality. So it's rough out here, guys, and everybody's out here doing their best. So if you really like content from somebody, definitely just show your love and hit that like button, hit that sub button, and give them a chance to experience what it's like to have more subscribers. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys on the next one.